quickly take a look at this question on frictional force. The question reads, the diagram shows a body resting on an inclined plane. Now, if the body slides down the plane, what will be its acceleration? So in this question, we are asked to find A, acceleration. Now, if you go over the question again, they said it shows a body that was resting on an inclined plane. This is the body, this box, on this slant plane. Then I said the body starts sliding downward. Now the question is for us to find the acceleration of the body. Now if you observe, this question is from frictional force. Like if you can observe, there is an opposing force that is acting in the opposite direction that is tending to withstand the downward motion of the body. So that must be taken into consideration when finding acceleration. Now we say solution. Now perhaps you don't know which formula to start with because there are many ways they can manipulate the question. The first formula I will advise you write first is force total equals to F arrow plus Fn. I will explain what each means. Ft represents the total force that want to cause the motion. F arrow represents the frictional force that is going to oppose the motion. Now the difference between the total force minus the frictional force, the leftover is what we call the net force. And that force is what will actually cause the motion. That is to say, if the total force is less than the frictional force, there will be no net force and therefore there will be no motion. But if the total force is greater than the frictional force, the excess of it will be our net force and therefore there will be what? Motion. So let's see if we can get our total force, and let's see if we're given the frictional force, and let's see if we can get our net force. Then we can find our acceleration. So from this question, Ft must be gotten first. How do we get our Ft? Looking at the fact that this surface is inclined and this body has a mass. We're told the mass of the body is what? The mass was given to be 15 kg. What else did they give? They said that an angle, theta, was given in this question. The angle was given to be 30 degrees. What else did they give? Now this was given directly. The frictional force in this very question was given directly. So there's no need for us to use mu times normal reaction, that is coefficient of friction times normal reaction. It was given directly to be what? F arrow equals what? 25 Newton. So there's no need to calculate for frictional force as we progress. Now how do we get our total force that is acting in this downward direction? Okay, how do we get the total force acting in this direction? If you draw this like this with respect to the plane that is perpendicularly to the plane, and you join it with this line of action of the weight of the body, the angle here is 30 degrees. Whatever is the value of the angle here is going to be the value of the angle there, suspended at this place. Now if that is true, we are trying to get the force that is acting downward. So we are going to be considering this very line of action. Now if you check, if you actually do what they call rationalization, okay, if you rationalize the force into this very line of action, we'll be talking about the sine of the angle theta. So whatever is this, we know mgr here, weight of the body. So if mgr downward, let's rationalize and pick the force acting in this very direction, which will be our Ft. To get that, we will say weight sine theta. Why are we using sine? Because we are considering this side. If we are considering this side, we'll be using cos. So we'll say the sine angle of the weight. If it was this side, we'll say the cos angle of the weight. And this will give us the downward force that will cause the body to slide down. So let's progress. From here, we know that we're not given the weight directly in this very question. We can say in place of weight, mass times gravity. That will also give us our weight. Is it not true? Now we'll say sine theta. Now let's use this to get our Ft. From here, we now say, what is our mass? Our mass was given to be 15. What do we know gravity to be? Approximately, it's what? 10. Then sine, what was this angle given? They said 30 degrees. So sine 30 degrees. So we progress. From here, we'll say 15 times this is 150. 15 times 10 is 150. Now times what is sine 30? Sine 30 gives us what? Exactly 0.5. Exactly 0.5. So we are progressing. It will be equals to, if you do this times this, you have 75. So our total force, okay, is 75 Newton. Now guys, you know our total force. We also know from the question without solving that our frictional force was given to be what? F arrow was given to be 25 Newton. So there's no need to get that. Now, there is a formula you can use to get net force if you are not given directly. And in most cases, you are not given the net force, especially if you are asked to find the acceleration. Now, this is it. The formula for finding net force, okay? The formula for finding net force is simply MA. So this formula for force you'll be hearing all through secondary school, your JAM classes, and the rest is actually the specific formula for finding net force, not all type of force. Frictional force has its own formula. We know it to be what? Mu times capital N. Is it not? Same way net force is MA. So different type of force have different type of formula. So that formula you have been hearing all through secondary school, mass times acceleration. Take note, it's specifically for what? Net force. Now guys, observe something. We have our FT. We have our F arrow. Our Fn is unknown. Can we now find Fn? Yes. So we'll draw the line like this. We progress. We are making progress. Now let's see what can be done. What can be done to this very question. So in place of Ft, what are we going to write? We are going to be writing what? 75 equals to, in place of Fr, what do we write? 25 plus, in place of Fn, what do you write? Ma. So guys, we are actually making progress. Good progress at that. Now observe something. We can say 75. If you move this here, you have minus 25. Is it not? Good. Equals what? Ma. Now mind you, we're giving the mass directly. Don't forget you're giving the mass of the body. So from here we can now say 50 is equals to, what is our mass? Our mass was given to be 15 times what is our acceleration? Is unknown. Now like you can see from here, we have succeeded in deviating from finding net force to actually arriving at the question which says what? Find the acceleration. Is that simple? It's very, very easy. So from here we can now say divide both sides by 15 because we are trying to make a subject of this very equation. So divide both sides by 15. 15 will cancel 15 here. What do you have left on that side? A is equals to what? 50 over 15. So from here we can now say A is equals to, let's do that, 50 divided by 15. That gives us approximately, if you check, 3.33. So 2 dp meter per second square. And guys, this is the value for our acceleration. It's very, very easy. It's not difficult. So do well to go through it and ensure you understand how this question on frictional force was solved. Thanks for watching.